So I am a lesbian empty nester, okay? I have 22-year-old twin boys. Before I was a lesbian empty nester, I was a lesbian soccer mom. And before that, I was happy. It's very different. It's very different now. Now, I have two boys. I myself am a lesbian. You might think, what difference does reproductive rights make to me? I got no skin in the game. And that is where you will be wrong, because my son, who's in college, asked us to send him to Fort Lauderdale in the great state of Florida for spring break. What do you think he wanted to do in Florida for spring break? Appreciate a manatee IRL? Visualize the grandeur of the Everglades? No, he was out there chasing redneck tail on the beach. I know my kid, you know? And so I did have to sit him down and have a little chat, and I said, listen, Tadashi, if you think that I am going to pay for some redneck Riviera chippy to fly out to California to get an abortion, you would be abso-fucking-lutely right. I would fly that bitch out first class. The only thing is she does have to promise to take care of the problem. I love my son. He's a tremendous young man in his mother's opinion, but you know, he could not keep 3 pot plants alive last summer. And he loves weed. So I don't think he's ready for fatherhood, you know? And it was really interesting to me because on the same lines, like I heard that, you know, there's some states that are trying to eliminate our access to a drug called mifepristone. Now, mifepristone is a progesterone blocker. It's safe and effective and been used for years to end pregnancies in a very, very early state. Like sometimes they'll even give them to like rape victims and stuff like that. And I'm a little bitter about it, you know, because I look at my 2 boys and I think, if you 2 assholes couldn't get pregnant, you don't think there'd be Cool Ranch mifepristone at every goddamn gas station? In the United States, you couldn't get Arctic Blast mifepristone? My kid went to Coachella. You don't think he was buying beer from the Bud Light Now with mifepristone booth? It is all true. So how did I get here? So my partner and I had to go through 5 IVFs in order to get our kids. It was a lot of money is what it was, you know, because that shit's not covered. So, you know, the first time we did it, it worked great, got pregnant with twins, and then we had a tragedy occur in that I got diagnosed with a condition called incompetent cervix. Now, in my cervix's defense, I think really it was merely misinformed rather than incompetent. The cervix is basically the stalactite of the, you know, female reproductive system. It kind of just hangs there most of the time. It's like a fruit bat, you know. It is the sperm carpool lane that kind of, you know. But, you know, the thing is, what happens is the human body goes, oh, this is about what a baby should weigh. So, you know, 1 exit, time to leave. And that's a big problem if you have multiples, because it's too early. So the babies were born at 24 weeks. We had a boy and a girl, and they died in our arms. And so there was a lot of PTSD involved and a lot of, you know, trauma. And then we just looked at each other and we went, again, you know. What the fuck, you know? So the next time we did it, we were quite conservative. We only transferred 3 embryos. The doctor tells me 1 embryo is the best embryo you've ever made. And the other 2 were, as the young people like to say, mid. So we threw those up there and hoped for the best. And I went back for a follow-up ultrasound to see what happened. And the doctor was silent. I mean, this guy was a chatty Cathy. He was never quiet. I knew there was a problem. And we were well and truly fucked at that point because 2 of the embryos had split. So I was pregnant with a basketball team. Now, I'm an Asian. I worship a bargain, but the 5-for-1 special was not what I was after. So very luckily, I had access to some pretty tremendous health care, and I had to undergo something called a selective reduction, which is just a very, very, very precise abortion that they do with an amnio needle. And, you know, it wasn't a pedicure, but There would have been 6 dead people, like I wouldn't have survived the birth. And if the kids had survived the birth with 5, I probably would have left 1 or 2 in a hot car or something. But I've never been very good at math. And I can't tell you how antithetical it is to go through something like that when you've, put your whole heart and your energy and your time and your entire retirement account into this, creating a life. And so I went through it, and it did leave me with sort of an obsessive recurring thought that I can't get out of my mind. And the thought is really, I don't know if the doctor left the best 2 in there. I mean, if you could see my knuckle draggers, you would probably, they're not even gay, people. They're not even gay. All right, thank you so much.